Hey guys, it's Tony the Soy Sauce Assassin, and today we have Perdomo Estate Selection. So without too much waiting, let's get started.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make.
Alright, so let's see. The chat stuff still doesn't work. As usual, I don't know why. This chat thing just doesn't let you work. But hey, whatever. There's always the side chat room that I can pull up. And I shall pull that up. There we go. So we have today. Come on. All right, Jay Cricket. We have Matthew Jocelyn, Raphael, Samuel Shade, and Joe. How is your Wednesday today? Today. Like, I feel like every day it's a relatively busy day for me, to be really honest with you. So, like, a lot of time, I can't even tell you if my day was particularly better or less than any other day. So, today, just another busy day, I guess. That's the way to say how describe my day. Hey, Jenna! So, now, if I can find my cutter, I'm gonna cut this Perdomo Estate Selection. Hey, Brian. Deep cut today, deep cut. Finally got time to like relax today, you know, because I have life. I know I have life right now, so I didn't particularly go enjoy a cigar earlier today. So I was pretty much, you know, cigarless until now. So now I finally get to smoke a cigar. And the reason I choose this one today is because this one was at the edge of molding. Like, I can see a little white dust, and I knew that wasn't plume, so that was definitely mold. So it's like, you know, dust it off. I'm gonna smoke it today. That way, there's no problem in the future. So a lot of time, you know, I just kind of circle through my cigars, and even at the perfect condition, you can still have some mold. So I always check your cigar. I always check your cigars. Lucky you guys. This one has a horrible draw. Horrible draw. So, that means we get to review the perfect draw tool. Okay. Long day, finally drove home 7 hours, 4 hours of work. Drove 7 hours for 4 hours of work. That's some crazy driving. Have 300 hands by Southern Draw. Pretty good stuff. So let's review about this perfect draw tool, okay? Yeah, this has horrible draw. So what I was told basically is that when you have a tight draw, usually you just have to fix the end, not the rest of the cigar. You just have to fix the tip of it, the end tip of it. So I got this the perfect draw tool to test it out. Hey, Martin Amaya. Let's see if the tool actually does anything. So the tool is like very simple. It's just like a metallic thing with a cap. You twist the cap off, and you have this thing that looks kind of like a spike, with the pole like arrow. So, and I was told that just poke it in a little bit, twist, and pull it out a few times. So I'm gonna twist and pull. Twist, pull, and twist, and pull. It doesn't seem too much different. Here, continue. Twist a few more times and pull. Hey, Maurice! Ah. Man, that food sucks, huh? So I poured a little bit of tobacco out. I don't know how this is supposed to be like pretty. I don't think it's supposed to be pretty. Some really tight piece just come out. just now. The draw seemed to get a little better, but still not good enough. So, it looks like I pulled a chunk of tobacco out of it. Okay. The draw did improve, but now you have chunks and chunks of tobaccos that you had to kind of deal with. And yeah, you can see I just pulling out tobaccos. Hopefully this will improve now. No, I'm not going through the same hole. I'm going through multiple different locations, so that kind of pulls and loosen up the tobacco. It does make the end kind of nasty because it's all chrome now. But draw did get better. It wasn't significantly better though. It was just better. So I'm continuing to pull. Now, that's doable now. That's a doable draw pressure. You don't want to be too loose, right? So let's give that a try. That's crazy. This actually kind of worked. But can you imagine if you do that in public? That's a mess. I got tobaccos everywhere. I got tobaccos on the table everywhere. So I guess for emergency use, it's pretty good. It's definitely not something I'll bring into the airport because they probably confiscate this. But you know, hopefully from that draw, from that basically manipulating the end, I'm not gonna get through a trouble with like, you know, all the tobacco flying to my face or in my mouth, because that will be less enjoyable. But let's see if that ruins it, right? One tool at a time. It's not a tool that I usually use because the hassle. Usually if I test dry, it doesn't draw, I probably will give up on it. But you know, let's see if that gives it a second life. Hey. I always use the good spills. The spill from Matthew Jaslin. If you need the spills, go talk to him because these are good. I've been using it. And save you some fuel too. Ooh, very strong coffee taste. Very deep dark espresso. I fixed it a little bit. You can see the draw does work a little bit, but still tight. It wasn't like a complete like problem solver. It kind of just makes it better. Rachel Hill, still bitter dark espresso, and then ends with cedarwood. So let's catch up on the messages. We have Evan, Matia Mayas, Aji, Elia. Yeah, so I was talking about I wouldn't go through the same hole. I was poking around to make sure that it doesn't just destroy the one part. Do you think that if you got a slightly packed cigar from a shop, that they would replace it? If you got a tightly packed cigar, no, because the only way that you'll know it's tightly packed is either you molested it to death or you actually took a draw on it. If once you took a draw on it, they are not gonna replace it for you. Okay. Peppery, start to get peppery. Peppery on the nose, not much on the mouth. So I talked about how my day is going. It's busy, but it's not particularly special. You know, it's nothing too special today. No packages. Only thing that happened is that, you know, I got another proof for the patch that, you know, I've been running around and trying to do, but even the one that I showed you guys wasn't perfect, so I had to send it back and say, hey, this that has more problem, blah 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 blah. Well, customer service thing, yes, but you know how much a cigar shop had to lose by just replacing your cigar every time it has a bad draw? Because everybody's level of drawing is different. Like, you know, some people like a tighter draw, some people like a looser draw, some people like complete free loose draws. But anything tighter than that is unacceptable. So, you know, for them to replace the cigar just for that is not ideal. Maybe if you're like a big customer, they will probably do it for you. It's like, hey, dude, I bought like $3,000 of a cigar and this cigar is drawn like crap. He probably replaced it for you because you just make him a lot of money. But mostly, I don't think. So yeah, the draw tool makes it smokable, but still not ideal. I don't feel like this ideal draw yet. I don't know if I should keep poking it because I feel like that's gotta destroy the whole end lining. Still a lot of resistance. Let me poke it some more, see if that destroys it. If it destroys it, I can always smoke another cigar, but you know, in the name of science, let's continue to poke at it. Cranky, look at this cigars! This is a beautiful cigar, living in the wild. Let's go poke at it. You know, I don't know. That's a horrible impression, but I just want to go a little bit in more and see if I can pull more stuff out of it without destroying the integrity of this, because I'm afraid that this is just gonna fall apart at the end. I think one thing we have to watch out for is that you go straight in, like not curved, because it will go out of the side. Then yeah, you have no draw. It'll just be free drawing. And it's hard to tell like where exactly that the problem's location is. You know, see these crumbs. I'm just afraid these crumbs gotta fall into my mouth. Like I'm literally pulling out tobaccos now. Still tight. Somewhere had a bad pack that just gotta, you know, it's not allowed to free flow. I feel like this cigar is gonna get destroyed in the name of science. Oh. You know, you just gotta get a lot of crumb in your mouth to make your cigar smokable. I don't know if that's ideal. I don't know if that's ideal. What do you guys think? Would you go through all this trouble just to make a cigar to be ideal of draw for you? So I'm pulling a lot of tobacco out of it, so you can tell that whoever wrote this one decided to pack a lot at the end, a lot of tobacco at the end. Like there's no hole, no space for the straws to go through, you know. Yeah, it's more hassle than it is, I think. It's more hassle than it's worth. Things flowing into my mouth, gets my throat. I don't recommend the draw tool Doesn't work that well. Maybe in a pinch, like some cigar that you really love, you have to smoke it. It makes sense, but it makes the cigar really hard to smoke. Like the air will go through, so is the crumbs, so is the little bits that's gonna go through. Now I just swallow like tobaccos. I don't know. A little bit of tobacco every single draw. That's horrible. That's horrible. If that was your last one, maybe, yeah, like I say, it's only worth it if you absolutely have to smoke this one. If you absolutely have to smoke it, it's worth it to destroy the whole back end of this tobacco and just smoke it. I guess that is doable. But for a regular cigar, if you have, you know, something to go around, you probably rather go with the other cigar. But it's organic, Tony. I guess you can say that, but I'm not a big fan of organic stuff, to be really honest with you, because what is organic? Nothing in this world right now is organic. If by the way they define it, nothing is organic because everything has been changed and altered to today. So nothing we eat nowadays are organic. And what the hell is organic lipstick or organic, you know, hair wash and stuff like that? Does those stuff comes out looking organic to you? They look processed to me. They look very processed to me. I mean, you can't even find true organic bananas anymore because like banana used to have seeds, the gigantic seeds. So unless you find those bananas, yeah, this nothing is organic anymore. And I'm not really into organic because if food tastes good, food tastes good. Right? Like GMO and stuff like that. I heard recently another company was coming out a different kind of soy and say that it's not genetically altered. They just changed the DNA. And I go, what? Are you on drug? Did you just smoke something wrong yesterday? When you change something in the DNA, you genetically altered something. What? So when I heard it, I was like, how you change the word, change the wording doesn't change what you did. I mean, you change something about its growth, and thus that's genetically altered, and it's not GMO. So, hey Brian, thanks. So yeah, like what? Come on. Like, nothing is organic anymore. Don't fall for that. If you know, I think that there should be a better, fair trade, but there's nothing that's organic anymore. The difference is we use more pesticide versus we use less pesticide. We use premium seeds versus we don't use premium seeds. So I like to have carrot this big rather than this thin. So I pick up corn seeds and smuggle them back from indigenous village in Chiapas, Mexico. My guess is that it's the closest genetic of corn that the Mayans used to grow. Today's corn seeds are altered so much that you can't even trace back to the Mayans anymore. Okay, the only difference between you smuggle corn seeds in versus the corn seed that you buy in USA is that the corn seeds in USA are trademarked by Monsanto, and these corn seeds does not reproduce. Like, it doesn't breed. All right, so once you use these corn seeds to grow corn, the corn cannot breed again with that corn seeds. It doesn't work. So you always have to buy new seeds to grow some crop. Haha, that's not this episode, Martin. I have to put out different salt. So in Japan, salt is a very special commodity. All right, everything is salty. Everything has salt, and salt is not necessarily a bad thing because we all need sodium. We all need sodium, and sodium give flavors to salt. I mean salt give you give taste to everything else, right? So having salt can make you have more saliva, have enhance the ability to taste, and having the right salt can make you have different taste notes more. Like you can taste certain notes more. For example, there are salts that's super sweetish salty, and that's gonna make you be able to taste bitterness more. So the opposite spectrum makes you taste the opposite one more. So if something is very salty, make you taste something that's not salty more, right? Something sweet makes you taste something that's not sweet more. Vice versa. And there are various amount of salt in Japan. Like you can literally go to a salt store, they have like hundreds of salts in there, and they're all for different use. They are salt, they taste different though. They all taste different. So I just have to find a day where I can put them all together for you guys to kind of recommend you guys how to find these salts and all that stuff. But you gotta give me time. They are salt specifically made for sake, right? If you drink sake, you dip your finger in the salt and then drink the sake, you'll be able to taste it better. And there are ones for like sashimi, there are ones for steak and all that stuff. It's almost like using a table salt versus kosher salt. They taste different. In fact, table salt is super salty. Table salt is crazy salty. And kosher salt is barely any salty, right? You have to use a pinch of table salt. It's like three to four like teaspoons of like kosher salt, or even like rock salt. They're just that much salty, and because the salt, you take something certain things more, certain things less. I'm so used to use pink salt nowadays. I don't even use table salt because table salt is so salty. It kind of covers any taste that's left in your food. Some people will tell you this is no different because it's just man-made sodium, right? You can have potassium and still taste salty. They are salt. That light salts are made out of potassium. They're salty. So, but salt tastes. It kind of, like, if you think about it, right? Why is everything has salt? Is there a food that you can buy that did not use salt at all? Everything has some salt because it enhances the flavor or whatever that you're eating, right? That bread, noodles, soup, and all that stuff, they all have salt because the salt help bring out whatever that's tasting. But salt itself is salty, but aside from saltiness, it opens up your taste bud. It's like, okay, I can taste this more. I can taste that more. So a lot of times you eat something that has no flavor, you add salt and pepper, right? Because that enhances the flavor. It's not necessarily the salt taste that has the flavor. It's the food taste that has the flavor. So having salt with sugar, with cigars, it's gonna help you bring some notes out of the cigar. But yeah, that's for another day when I have a chance to kind of sort that information out for you guys, because I haven't figured out how to explain to you guys. If you guys were here, I can think of here's demos, salt on the table, everybody dip and smoke, dip and smoke, dip and smoke. But over here, like over the screen, it's harder to do that. So I am going to have group a specialty salty, and then I have to also show you what a home, like things that you can buy here, difference and all that stuff, then let you try it at home too. But you guys would know. I'll make an announcement before I do that. For science, that's actually quite a bit of work. So, after poking through this particular cigar, not only I just taste a little bit of woodiness, dark espresso, and pretty much it. And a lot of bits, a lot of bits just going every time I inhale, it goes in. Yeah, that really tells you I don't recommend this unless you really need to use it. In comparison, the usefulness of this compared to, say, cigar glue is much more useful. And Martin Amaya is gonna make a video about cigar glue, so make sure you watch that when it comes out, or you can watch the day after. I actually don't know how much delayed my video is. Oh yeah, it's quite a bit of delay. That's a lot of delay. But hey, that's okay. I can wait. I can wait. Yeah, the chatting doesn't work. YouTube has been updating the software kind of slightly different, so things are not really working. But that doesn't stop me from talking to the camera and basically, you know, enjoying my cigar and coffee for the day. Some update of what's going on lately. Basically, those people who had the Journey cigar waiting for the box, I'm still waiting for the box. Okay, the box. Just think of it this way: from ordering from the shop to the manufacturer, that took a week for them to ship it, right? And then once you get to the shop, it takes a few days to print those things to you guys. And then once that's all done, they have to pack it together and send it to me. And once I have it, I'll let you guys know immediately, and I'll send it out that same week. So it takes another 2 or 3 days to get to you guys. That's the next process, and hopefully more things will show up in between. That way I can ship them all together to you guys. That makes it easier because lately I've been pitching a lot more money into you know, making stuff, and I'm trying to cut down the cost on shipping. Like shipping costs, you know, there's more and there's less, and that it starts building up, and it slows me down from being able to make the stuff because it's all out of my pocket. So that's what I'm waiting for. But I will make sure to get it to you guys as soon as I have it. I'm just waiting for it. Those people who already have it, I'm pretty sure you enjoyed it. If you do enjoy it and you do want more, I could get more just without any packaging. You can refill it to your tube if you want to, but that's pretty much it. In this cigar, I had to look it up. You know, like I said before, I don't pay too much attention of what exactly the composition is on the cigar, but I could look it up though. It's not too hard to look it up. I am working on it. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Still working on it. Still working on it. I believe Nicaraguan, right? Okay, here it goes. It's aged Maduro. No, it's not Maduro. It's aged. No, it is Maduro. I have to tell if this is. I think this is Maduro. This is a Maduro cigar. The Journey cigar is all Nicaraguan. Nicaraguan filler, Nicaraguan binder, Nicaraguan wrapper. All Nicaraguan. I mean, the smoke output on this is good. It's just, as a Maduro, there's not much taste to it though. Not. I guess it's more refined in a way, but it's not. You know, it's not that interesting. Maybe it could be because of pack issue and all that stuff that's ruining the burn and all that stuff. I don't know, but I did like the particular bend on this one. See, we're having so much issue with the bend on the next big thing. I want bend to look like this, you know, black, silver, white. I mean, black, silver, and gold will be nice, but I need a designer that can put that together, you know, to have these inlays on them. It's just that I had to figure it out. That'll take a while. Yeah, the smoke lingers. It's really thick smoke. Really thick smoke. But yeah, that will take a little bit to figure out. Through the nose is pepper though, but through the mouth draw there's no pepper. I don't know. And like Matia Maya said, I did create a Shadow Smokers Legion, just in case somebody take it in the future. I'm not particularly use it, but if you use to tag it, you could. And also you can do hashtag too, hashtag Shadow Smokers Legion. Please use those on everything that you post on Instagram. That would be great. Mike Omega, if you are watching this, I saw your message. And the thing about Discord is that it gets very annoying when you have 100 members chatting at the same time. When people are working different time. No, we tried chat rooms before, and the problem with the chat room is that when somebody start talking with someone, particularly another member, for 10 minutes, you will have 10 minutes non-stop going off. And Discord is pretty much the same thing. You could go off really a lot, and it's hard to kind of organize another program to do that. So it's much better if we don't use another program. I thought about making a website for the Shadow Smokers Legion. It would just basically be a post board or message board of some sort of news board. For the time that when, like, you know, Facebook goes down or something like that, people have news to stuff to read. But there's a few things. Who has purchased SSL hoodie? I did. Joe did. Sherry also did. And I think there's one more person about the earlier version of it. So probably 4 people. I mean, it's actually quite comfortable. This thing is really comfortable. I would prefer to have a zipper, but without zipper, I can wear it just as comfortably. It actually makes me look slightly thinner, my wife said, so I don't mind to wear it at all. So now this is my sleeping shirt, because the weather has been going up and down between 40 to 50 degrees, not 30s anymore, so I can actually just wear this and be warm. Okay, a little bit cocoa gone through, like a bitter cocoa though, and some sort of earthiness to it. I can't pinpoint it, but there is a little bit of earthiness that going through this. The espresso taste does linger around your saliva, so it has a little bit leftover taste to it. In terms of I can talk about this actually. I thought about this earlier. One of my friend, old friend, okay, a very old friend. I haven't talked to her for a long time. And she recently joined Cigar Daily Nation. She went in, and then I guess for I don't know how long, and she messaged me. She goes, I thought you were in Cigar Daily Nation. What happened? I didn't see any posts from you. And I just told her that I'm not in that anymore. Blah blah blah. She said, "Oh, that's boring," and she left. I was like, "No, just stay in that. There's a lot of information in there. You know, people post stuff like that. You know, the same kind of information, and you don't have to have me posting anything. Like even in our own group, I don't post that many stuff anymore. I just try to update people what's going on." Update the event, do our live thing. Every time I have a daytime time, thing to do. If I smoke early, I smoke on it. That's pretty much it. I don't make particularly video. I mean, not video, but post anymore, right? So I say, you know, just that's a nice, you know, place to be. Just be there, blah blah blah. How many of you still go to Cigars Daily Nation? Just show you that you are. Just type 1. They're still doing great, right? I just want to make sure that they're still doing great. I mean, obviously, I don't get to see it anymore, so I don't know, like, you know, how exciting it is over there. I'm pretty sure, you know, things have changed since I left, but, you know, I wanted to hear that it changed for the better, right? Changed, more information, better information, that kind of stuff, maybe. But I thought it was funny because I told her, it's like, if I do watch my live show, you will know that I haven't been in there for a while. That kind of spoiled her out. I write her out for not watching my shows, right? So you've not been watching my show, what else you will know? Like, why do you join now? It took a while. And she basically said, I forgot about it, and then when I remember, it was too late. A little bit more Maduro-esque taste came up, so they have a lot of same old. Okay, nub. You mean noob question? Nub question? CDM. Which is good. I mean, if you're a new member, you're out to get some of those questions. So. Your son-in-law to be asked a question there and got made fun of and haven't been there since. That's not good. Hey, Brennan, what's going on, man? Why are you smoking? So for those people who doesn't know, and I hope he's watching the show right now, is Christopher Daniel. Christopher Daniel was in our group, and recently I noticed that he's not been active, and his Facebook was not accessible. I can't see him. I can't, you know, when I tag him, it will disappear. The tag will disappear, and I still have him on a messenger, and I message him. It doesn't show that I can't message him anymore. So I don't know what happened to him, and because he wasn't, you know, the account is not active anymore, so I decided to remove it because, you know, if he ever asks about it, then I can deal with it, but he hasn't been able to respond or anything like that. So I figured he might have deleted his Facebook in one way or another. So I just removed him from the group. So now our group has 141 people instead of 142, which is it's okay. I mean, if he realized it, he asked me, I'll bring him back. But you know, I didn't want blank accounts inside the group to raise our number, right? I want actual numbers, people who actually does stuff. So I do pay attention to who's active, who's not. So. Okay. More cocoa is going through right now. It's getting sweeter as they go. Alec Bradley, American Sungrown. That's a good one. That's pretty good. Some people like American Sungrown cigars because it's stronger than a natural, right? Stronger than a Connecticut, more flavorful. So Sungrowns are nice, and Sungrowns are usually broadleaf too. So. Okay, more flavors I have to go through. So I had to go through one third of the cigar to really get in there. Just start to have more flavor to come through, which is not a ideal thing, because some people will give up on you if the first third has like not a lot of taste going on. So it's good that after 1/3 more flavors going through, the draw did not improve since all those poke. So that took you a while, Ilya. You know, if people still go to Cigars Daily, and by any chance they watch this show, just run some events and have something fun, do something fun. You know, everybody can come up with something fun to do. I think. In our group right now, there's multiple events going on. Joseph had a giveaway going on. Marcus had a March Madness guessing game going on through a poll. And what else do we have going on? I think from me, it's pretty much done for, other than the review train. I don't think the review train is all finished yet. If you haven't finished the review train, you should be doing that. I know everybody's busy though, because I've been busy. I've been using my time that's not working on Shadow Smoke Legion to do my job, but my job takes a lot of time, so I've been doing overnights a lot. So Perdomo, like this rapper, this particular band is nicely done in compared to their naturals and their other line for the select estate selection. I think this one is the prettiest one from all of them. So if you haven't seen the band before, take a look at the band. It's actually a pretty cool band. I like this band. It says Flor Fina, Esteli, is it Jalapa, Esteli Ometipi. I don't know what that means. It just tastes a little bit of burnt wood and a little bit of almost instant like sweetness to it. Smell like those, like I don't know how to pronounce it, patatouille or something like that. Patatouille incense, kind of like a sweetish cologne-ish flavor to it. Yeah, that's coming through. And a little bit of what I think people will consider leather, but I don't consider it leather. I just don't know what it is. It just doesn't taste like leather though. Have any of you had this before? The Perdomo Estate Selection Maduro. Yeah, I think this the new YouTube has such a long delay that when I tell you guys something, I have to wait a little bit before the answer comes up. I hope that they can do better on that, the delay. Because it says I have an excellent connection, but the delay is way too long. Like, not how I like the delay to be. By the way, we have what, 12 viewers. If you got a chance, go ahead and hit the likes. Let's do the let's do the prep talk right now. Make sure you hit the likes. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the bells. If you like to donate to the channel for whatever reason, the links are below. You want the swags, the links are below in the descriptions. All the stuff is in the description. Done. Woo! That was a lot. In terms of Cigars for Warriors, I am thinking that maybe we can do like a group funding. Everybody chipping $1 or $2 to help with that, because not everybody's doing the special giveaway from Bob. the cigar guy. If you're watching this channel, you should know there's one of our members who's Bob the Cigar Guy. He makes awesome videos. He's such a great guy. So make sure to check out his channel, and he's been doing giveaways on Drew's Days and stuff like that. He's tried to raise money for Cigars for Warriors charity kind of thing. So we've been all trying to help whatever way we could, and I really think that is pretty cool if we as a group we can just all chip in a couple dollars, group it up and send it to Bob. That would be nice too. So got a new air but you haven't tried it? You should, man. Turn it up and then get it to work. You'll feel the difference right away. It's worth that 10-20 minutes to set it up. I promise. So yeah, so if people are interested in doing that, just group up $2-3. We can group up, one person $2 is not a lot, but if you group up $2 to $3, 10, 15 people, 20 people, 30 people, that's quite a bit of money that you can, that will help support either his channel and Cigars for Warrior stuff. So if we can do that, go for it. So Brian, you're coming, right? Because I think did you choose maybe? I think one of the couple people choose maybes. If you choose maybes, I'm gonna assume that you can't make it, right? Because it's easier to assume that you can't make it than you can make it. We hope you can make it because it's gotta be fun. Last time we had a fun time. Based on what I told, the booze is ready. There's definitely gotta be liquor there, and then we'll have some special cigars we'll get to try. It's only $30 a person to buy, and so long we buy that cigar, you can do whatever you want there, right? It's all gonna be fun. So make sure to do that. Make sure to do that. Just want to tell you guys, it takes a long drive to get there. Cost me a lot of money to pay hotel to be there. So make sure you come down to meet me over there, and we're gonna have a good time over there to smoke, because my cost is not just that. My cost is whatever my wife is gonna be spending when we're smoking. So make sure to show up. Make sure to make the time worth it for me. Well, I'd love to meet every one of you. So if I'm gonna meet you, definitely a great opportunity to meet each other, talk to each other, have some good cigars. If you've never tried Davidoff before, it's a good time to try Davidoff. My guy over there is really good at organizing stuff for us, so he's got to make sure that the good cigars there for us. It's getting a little sweeter, but it's not like sweet. It's just not. It's got all the flavor, but every flavor is like showing up and say goodbye right away. Alright, it's like one of those passerbys that walk by you on the street and you go, "Hey, how you doing?" And the guy go, "Hey, how you doing?" And then just kept walking, didn't even turn around. That's how I can describe the flavor profile on this one. It shows up and say hello and then goodbye. That's it, the end. And you had to take another draw to get more. The smoke output is good though. It's just that the flavor isn't there. It's there, but it leaves so quickly. Like somebody that just doesn't want to hang around. Like that birthday party that you have to go, but you don't want to go. You show up and go, "Hey, how you doing? I'm here," and then just disappear. And the next day when somebody say, "Hey, were you there? I didn't see you." You're like, "Oh no, I was there. I was there the whole time." That's how this cigar feels like right now. Yeah, as soon as I taste it, it goes away. Didn't like to stay. Perdomo makes some good cigars. This one is a little bit underwhelming, I can tell you. For $12, a little bit underwhelming. Smoke time is there though. It's almost an hour, only almost halfway there. So the smoke time is there, but the flavor is, and for something that's like a medium medium to medium plus strength, I will expect more. You know, I will kind of expect more. Presentation's there though. Presentation there. Band not easy to remove. I just want to show you guys the band. That's pretty cool, right? All shiny. Shiny stuff gets me. Shiny stuff gets me. So I want to make a band look like something like this. So if you're watching this video and you know how to design cigar bands, please leave a comment below and contact me so that I can ask you how to get this done, because we need cigar bands for the next big thing. Pretty please. I sound too Asian? Hello, Stacy. How you doing? Stacy, my voice sounds nothing like Asian. Nothing like Asian. I've been in America so long. My voice sounds nothing like Asian now. Perfect English. Perfect. Okay? So Stacy, you listen to me. Okay? My voice, no Chinese or American. My voice, every time somebody calls and I ask them, hello Chinese restaurant, how may I help you? They, oh, hey, you sound nothing like a Chinese, you sound like American. You know, people do kind of realize that they have accent, right? So even though I thought, like, you know, my accent wasn't that bad, you know, people still tell me, hey, you have some serious accents. I was like, eh. You know, I've been told a lot of time that, like, you know, people like Indians, they know they have accent, but they purposely do it with the accent. They knew they have accent, they can talk without it, but they purposely sound like that. They purposely want to have an accent. Going to Jewish State, Connecticut, bomb smoker. I might. It depends when. I haven't looked into it. I mean, depends how far into Connecticut, because Connecticut is quite big. It takes a few hours to get there. So it depends where and when and all that stuff too. And whether or not I have a client that week really depends. She said you're stupid. I can't help you, man. I mean, she's married to you, so. You know, sometimes when I get like those advertisement calls, and when I know it's gotta be an advertisement, I call up and do the funniest thing, give them, like, you know, crazy terms, crazy lines, crazy, like, accents. There are people that calls me from India. It's like, hey, we're calling you from Microsoft, and they say that your computer has issue. I'll be like, me no speak English, no computer, what computer? We're saying that your computer has issues. No computer, no. August 10th, so in the summer. I had to look into where it is. I know it's Connecticut, but, you know, Connecticut is huge. We drove down to Connecticut for the racetrack that's down there, and Lime Rock, I believe it's called, and that took 2 to 3 hours. So depends where it is. Miss Swan. Well, if you're Asian, you're more likely to tell an Asian accent too. So yeah, like, you know, how dumb would this be? Like, somebody calls me up and say I have computer issues from Microsoft. It's like, how dumb would it? I even got, like, you know, car warranty issue, car warranty. They say your car warranty is expiring and blah blah. Press 1 for to keep your warranty or whatever. And like usually they'll talk to me and say, sir, do you own this car and whatever. And I go, dude, I haven't had that car for years. And she'll be like, what car do you have right now? And I'll be like, well, it doesn't matter, because if I have a new car, my warranty isn't expiring. They try hard to sell. I mean, they try hard, but like, come on, like, don't scam people. Don't scam people. You know that their warranty is totally fine. And if you didn't buy extended warranties, because they don't need it. Gina's back. South Windsor. How far is South Windsor? I had to figure it out. I had to look in the map to figure that out. You know what amazed me the most is that people still fall for that kind of stuff. People still fall for, your computer has virus, blah blah blah. Yeah, of course you have virus. Stop looking at porn, you'll be fine. Don't go to porn. Don't download freebies. Your computer will never have any virus, right? If you have virus, it's because you look too much porn. And things like your car's running a warranty. Well, duh. If my car's over 5 years old, over 100,000 miles, I'm not gonna have warranty, and I don't need to tell me that I don't have warranty. And things like, and let's not even go to those like the Prince from Africa wants to give you $2 billion. That's a totally different story, and people still fall for that. Hey, Brian Kuha? Sorry, I can't pronounce that. Just call it Brian then. Just north of Hartford. Actually, that shouldn't be too far. Yeah, when the ticket comes out, Brian, let me know. And I'll look into it. That depends how much the ticket costs too, because I have to get hotel and all that stuff, try to figure it out. So. Even though I don't really know what to do in that kind of event. See, I don't particularly go to a cigar event, other than the ones that I run, because when I run, I'm there to meet people that I already know that I want to meet. When you go to a cigar event, if you go by yourself, you have to go through that whole big area try to find somebody that you might know or you might not know. That kind of like, it's like, what am I doing there kind of thing. I can buy a cigar anywhere. At the same time, I am not, so to speak, starstruck by cigar makers, cigar CEO, cigar whatever. So I wouldn't particularly go like, I want to meet that CEO, I want to meet that salesperson so bad, unless I knew them somehow, I talked to them somehow. So for me, that kind of event really doesn't do me too much good, other than meet random people. And that's why I like to run the events like the New York Me and stuff like that. We're meeting people that we kind of know already, rather than meeting people that we don't know. So I'll be going there like I don't know anybody, and then you'll see me walking around like this, try to buy cigars, and then and I'll be looking at them, and obviously nobody will know me, and they'll be like, what's this guy doing over there, right? So if somebody's going with me, that's a different story, but if I don't, then I don't know. Now tell me, what do you guys usually do in that kind of event? Leave a message, let me know. When you go to that kind of event, other than buying cigars and talk to people that you already know, what else do you do that would justify for you paying the ticket to go to that event? I mean, the only event that I would think that's worth the time and effort to go is probably something like IPCPR. Only because they have new release and pre-release cigars over there, and if you want to meet somebody that make those cigars, they are all there, right? They are all there. But those are invite only, so you can't just go, right? I mean, if I go to that event, I'll go around and just look for Cigar Vixen. I gotta tell her to watch out, because I might just release my bathtub calendar.
You know, if I release my bathtub calendar, Cigar Vixen, nobody's gonna buy your calendar because everybody wants my calendar. When they put on sale for a billion box of zeros, that sold out instantly. The moment it was announced, it was sold out. You didn't know? The moment that was put on sale, it was sold out. I didn't even get any left to put on Amazon. She's gonna kill me after she hear that. Good thing she doesn't know me. The cigar now has become more earthy. You can taste the cedar, but it got become more earthy. You can start to taste more of that earth taste. So I've never been to one, but some people like to make new friends, Tony. That's why people go by themselves, which I completely understand. A lot of people are like that. They like to go and meet different people. For me, I love to meet people, but when I travel, I like to meet people that I somewhat had an idea of. You know, I like to meet people out of randomness. Like, I want to walk in the street, somebody had a fedora, I'll be like, hey, nice fedora, and start talking to that guy. Or someone smoking a cigar, I was like, hey, you're smoking a cigar, what cigar do you like? That kind of stuff, rather than going to an event, paying to meet people. That's kind of weird. Don't forget your pre-order of that bathtub calendar. You see, that's the thing. It's been sold out, and every time I tell the manufacturer to make zero, they're like, "Can't do it, man. Can't do it." So you gotta be. It's probably gotta wait another 20 years, or 30 years, or 50 years, or sometime between never. Then you'll be able to find that calendar. So again, I got her beat there. It's going platinum. I'm telling you. I mean, the social aspect of it is good, and I understand that I have to charge money for the location, but it's like I much rather to be a more relaxed environment, just sit down and smoke. Because if I know if I go to that kind of event, I'll probably spend the whole event buying cigars, doing nothing but buying cigars. Back order list is high demand. It is. Didn't Bob Cigar Guy was try to go all of them? Which one is he not going? I remember he talked about there's a couple that he's not going. Is he going to the one in Connecticut? And a lot of earthiness going through, a little bit of sweetness that kind of like it's almost sour through my nose, but it's not that unpleasant. It just kind of gets me, almost like a brain freeze. Wait. You spent 60 grand for your daughter's wedding? That's one thing good about American traditions. I love American tradition when it comes to the wedding because the female side pays. For Asian, you know the male side pays? Did you know for Asian the male side pays for the entire wedding? Still thinking of bathtub shaped cigar smoker's ashtray. That would be a good idea, but I just don't know who will make it. Yeah, Asian traditions, the guy paid for everything. In Massachusetts, weddings are so expensive. I still, my wife bought 3 dresses for her wedding. Her wedding dress itself is 10 grand. You know, you can see the tear just like falling off when I think about it. It's like 10 grand, you only gotta wear it once. So it's 10 grand to buy that wedding dress. $600 to get it washed, fold into a box. $600. It took 3 weeks. to wash that and put it in the box. And now it's in the box forever. That's the most crazy 10 grand I've ever spent in my life. 10 grand for one time. That was expensive. And the food was expensive. I think the most expensive was flour. Flour is crazy expensive. Flour costs more than renting the location. We rent out pretty much half a floor of Hilton's hotel. So the whole second floor except one room was ours. And that cost a lot of money too. So in the entire wedding cost us just under $200,000. But that was crazy. That's for one day. That's for one day. Now, granted, not the whole $200,000 was for technically the wedding. It was a lot of them was going to flying friends over, hotels for them, parking and all that stuff. So there is a lot of those too. But that's one day. That's painful. And then you got jewelries, wedding rings. I think my wife's wedding ring was about $8,000 or $9,000 too. So, and there was one day she almost lost it. I was like, oh my god, you lost a ring. And it's more like I don't really care for the ring itself. It's the sentimental value between a wedding ring. How do you lose a wedding ring? So, yeah, I always joke around with my friends like, had I not get married, I would have 2 GTR parking in my garage right now. Because at the time GTR cost about $89,000 before you load up anything. So about, you know, just under 200 grand I can buy 2 of them. So that's the reason I don't have 2 GTRs. What bothers me the most is that my wife still watch what's that show called? The wedding dress show. It's called Say Yes to the Dress. She still watch show like those. That's like, I'm not doing another wedding ever in my life. She's like, what about renew your vows? Like, no, vow is a vow. You don't renew it. You know, it's promise is a promise. You don't say I promise again. You know, so not gonna happen for me again. Oh my god. Wedding costs way too much. So if you want to get married, go marry in Las Vegas. You get it done in like $200. Which it's really funny because our wedding is not the same time we register for marriage. So when you get married, you just have to get a justice of peace to swear you in, and you get the paperwork to go to the city hall to do that. You don't have to have a wedding to get married. So I had to do it separately. I do the marriage first at a justice of peace, have her officiate our wedding and sign it and go to the city hall right away to get that registered. And for the actual wedding, my wife wanted someone that looks like an actual priest, almost like a Santa Claus, you know, to officiate the wedding. So we had to hire another person who was big and tall and, you know, talk with deep voice. Hire a quartet, you know. I actually like how quick it is the first time. I'm not saying that it's not fun though, but I spend majority of the time walking around to make sure everybody over there is having fun and all that stuff. It's tired day. My wife always watched the show. She show like Woman Who Killed and Unsolved Mysteries and Snapped. Should you be worried? No, women who watch those shows, it's quite the opposite. She makes sure that she doesn't get killed. Like my wife likes to watch a show called Monster Inside Me. Talk about how every germ in the world can kill you. I got married underwater in a shark tank. It was lots of fun. That's interesting. But that particular wedding is the reason why my wife will never say no to for me to buy another car again. So if I want to buy a car, I go to a dealer, I just want to buy a car and bring it home and say, I bought a new car. My wife will never say, why do you want to buy a new car? Because she knows that wedding I could have bought 2 cars. So yeah, that's the story why I can buy cars all I want. Only thing I cannot buy is a bike. I cannot buy a motorcycle. Because she says it's too dangerous. Which I think so. I mean, you're riding something without any protection on you, technically. You have leather jacket to protect you. So yeah, it makes sense to not do something that dangerous. But at the same time, she's worried about this, but she wouldn't stop me to do a bungee jumping. So the value of things just kind of like not there. One thing I'm kind of excited is that next month, one of my good friends from Japan is coming over. From Japan, instead of me going to him. Usually, if I go to Japan, not for business, just for fun, I'll go visit him. And this time, he just got married. He got married this year, and he decided to come back to America, kind of for a honeymoon thing, which I'm kind of looking forward to because this time he's coming to me, so I can host them better. Because in Japan, when you meet a friend, your friend is the host. You have to kind of allow him to be a host, treat you to food and stuff like that. Sometimes I feel bad because like he always asks me what we want to eat, and we want to eat the craziest stuff, and they cost quite a bit of money. So you know when you talk about crazy things, we're talking about whales and stuff like that. That's crazy stuff, right? So I kind of feel bad sometimes, but since he's coming over, I get to treat him around. So that's something I'm looking forward to do it. And he asked me what he's like, what do you want me to bring to you? I don't know what you can bring to me because I'm there all the time. He said, because you're here all the time, you must have something that you need. So I don't know. No, I'm not gonna go ask him to bring me home cigars because that's just a lot of work. So, halfway through the week. Anybody have something special going on this week? Something different? Something that you don't particularly do but you're looking forward to for this particular week? March is like an in-between week, right? You're changing season, changing time, changing, a lot of stuff, especially for Asians. That right after Lunar New Year, too. In April, Japan has this week called Golden Week where nobody works. And this particular year, there's 10 days worth, like 2 weeks worth of that Golden Week. They have a lot of things to look forward to. 10 days, you can go to a lot of places. That's, I wish we have things like that. Why don't America have things like that? 10 days, you get paid to not work. I'm not talking about PTOs, though. I'm talking about public holidays. Public holidays. It would be nice. We don't have enough holiday in America. I don't understand why. We have a lot of holiday, but not every industry recognizes it. But if it's a holiday, shouldn't the industry recognize that? You should get paid to not work. If I'm the president, I will make a public cigar day as a public holiday for people to enjoy that one day and smoke cigars. Not that I can ever be a president, but I'm saying if. Oh, that's pretty cool. Go to Italy next week. Make sure to eat make sure to try the food there. Like I'm talking about. Find the dirtiest place that you can find and eat the food there because those are the best food. They don't appear good, but they got all the taste. All right, Martin. Talk to you later. Make sure you go to the craziest place, not tourist trap. you go to tourist trap, you gotta get Instagram worthy stuff, but it might not taste good. But if you gotta go to places like that, you want to go where the locals go, where food really tastes authentic, right? Dirtiest, craziest place that you can find with a lot of people waiting in line. That's the place that you want to go. You don't want to go to like the famous place. You don't want to go to like Venice. It's all dirty water. You want to go to places that people don't go. Tourist people don't go. The thing about sightseeing is that the picture look absolutely perfect. Picture perfect, right? Picture looks absolutely perfect. But when you get there, oftentimes you get very disappointed. If you go to Friends, ever been to Friends, you want to go see the towers, the things like that, and you'll find like 4-hour wait just to take a picture, or like go to Italy. What was there? Leaning Tower Pizza. You find a line that just goes snake all around the place just to take a photo. It ruins the image of that place, because when you see on pictures, they're so picture perfect. Once you go there, it's not the same. That's why I'm not particularly a sightseeing person. What is the craziest thing I ever ate? That's a good question. What is the craziest thing I ever ate? To you guys it might sound crazy, but to me it's not that crazy. That's the thing. Like, I grew up eating that kind of stuff, so yeah. So it's September 2020. I can't think of anything that I'll consider craziest, because hey Mike, we're talking about a Shadow Smokers Legion's ashtray that looks like a bathtub. So we're counting on you to do something like that. It looks like a bathtub, but ashtray, without logo on it. Craziest thing. I had to really think about what is the craziest thing I ever ate, because, I mean, when you say raw food, that's not crazy at all. You're talking about chicken brains, monkey brains, that kind of stuff is all normal to me. Like, it's not particularly crazy. Stuff like balut and stuff. I've done it. And to me, that's just a regular delicacy. It's not particularly crazy. So. Century 8 is not crazy though. I've been eating Century 8 like forever. Like, as a kid, we eat that. It's because it's cheap and you can keep it for a long time. You think about it. Like, when you're raised in a poor family, your family most likely is gonna eat things that are preserved for a long time. Those things are cheap. They keep for a long time. You don't have to worry about it, and those are considered a delicacy because everybody eat it, right? And so they don't really consider as craziest thing. My grandmother used to preserve fish, like salty fish, and she would hang it outside the window so that the fish will dry and all that stuff. It smells so bad, but we just eat it normally. It's now that I think about it, if you have that over here hanging outside the window, the health department will show up in your house in like no time, because it stinks so bad. But everybody does it. It's just normal. In terms of crazy concept, the craziest concept I've eaten is actually Peking duck. If you go to like a famous place in Beijing to eat Peking duck, those duck has certificate and serial numbers. What am I supposed to do with the serial number? They say they give you a card that has a serial number of the duck, and you go, what am I supposed to do with this number? Like if I can I trace the pedigree of this?
I can't help with that yet.
Yeah, she can't help with that either.
Learning.
Like, what are you doing with that number? Like, you can't trace the pedigree of that particular duck. You just know that the duck is from this place and they had a serial number. Like, for all you know, that serial number can be nothing related to the duck whatsoever. So the concept of that is kind of weird. And this is gonna sound really racist to you guys. But don't take it as racist, okay? We ate in this place in New York called 11 Madison. and it's a long dinner. It's like 13 course, 3 hour dinner. Of one of the dinner was salad, and what I found was outrageous was that the person is supposed to toss the salad right next to you. They put the salad together, the dressing and all that stuff. And what I found was crazy is that the whole store is all white people. Like everybody who served is white people, except the person that served the salad is black. I look around to see if anybody else serving salad, except that guy. That is the only guy I saw serving salad. Black man. I thought that was kind of racist. I was like, really? Of all the people you can choose to make salad, you choose a black person to toss salad right next to you, like a servant. That was crazy. So that is the last time and the first time I've been to that restaurant. I've never been back there again because I thought the concept was kind of weird. I couldn't, like, mentally couldn't get through it. So yeah, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's kind of weird. It's like, huh? And it's funny because after you eat dinner, they give you a food to bring home. All right, you don't bring the dinner home. You bring something else, and that was a jar of cereal. So put this in perspective, okay? A black man come to make your salad. Every other stuff is served by white man, and they give you a jar of cereal to bring home. If that's somewhat racist in my mind, and I'm the racist person in the world. I'm like, I don't care what race and stuff I'm talking about. You know, if it's funny, it's funny. But that's like, what are you thinking? You're putting all the stereotype in one place. It's crazy. It's crazy. And what's even more crazy is that dinner, they serve a duck, a roasted duck. They'll come to your table and show you a whole duck, all right? And they go, this is the duck we'll be serving you tonight. And you're like, oh, that duck looked great, right? Well, all you're serving is that one piece, a strip of duck. No drumstick, no nothing. Just that one strip of duck. All that whole duck. And we're wondering what happened to the rest of the duck. What happened to the rest of the duck? You showed me a big, gigantic duck this big, the size bigger than a football. And we got a strip. What happened to the rest of the duck? It's crazy. It's crazy. So that's the craziest concept place I've eaten. What is the favorite thing I've eaten? My favorite thing is stinky tofu from Taiwan. Okay, so they have tofu that's fermented in like literally trash water. And when I say trash water, it's basically they put all the vegetable that's kind of rotting into and then put tofu in it, so that tofu gets fermented stuff in there, and that's a waste. That's a waste. and the tofu comes out stinky, and then when you fry it, it literally smells like a big trash barrel. It smells so bad, but it tastes so good. It just tastes absolutely so good. So if you go to Asia and if they ever sell things that literally say stinky tofu, you should try it because that's one of my favorite things to eat. And you can, I tried to make it in America one time, and literally, the health department did show up. Gotta relight this because it went down. Yeah, that's waste. I want to know where the duck is. If we pay for the whole duck, where's the duck? And I can tell you that dinner was like $300 a person. $300 a person. So me and my wife, and then combined with tips and everything, the tip was like $150 or something like that. We couldn't even get one full duck. That's the craziest place that we have ever eaten. So that's a one-time place. I went there one time, never went back again. My wife is like, why don't we find another Michelin star place to eat. I'm like, I'm not spending 3 hours to eat a meal again. Not to mention I wasn't full when I leave. I just want to finish and go, and that took 3 hours. I went home. I was tired. I was super tired. You can imagine. I was so tired. I never want to eat a meal that would take me 3 hours again, because literally everything was tiny, right? So you never get full. And they give you the soda too. Is maple soda, maple cola, maple flavored cola. It tastes horrible too. It's like, why? Some of the stuff they taste good though. It's not everything tastes bad. Just that it's kind of weird. So if you gotta go to 11 Madison, I don't recommend it. It's just too crazy. Will you impress a girl going there? You probably could, but for $700 something after everything is calculated, you could go to a lot of places to impress a girl. And I wasn't even trying to impress my wife because it's my wife. So yeah, that's one of the special places that I felt the concept was crazy. Like you wouldn't want to think about it. Why? And when you thought about it, it's like, hey, why would people do that? They are still top the restaurant too, so it's kind of weird. But what do I enjoy most? Yeah, I enjoy Stinky Tofu. I enjoy street food the most. I really enjoy street food. When I go to New York, I want to buy those roasted pecans and the gyro, the sandwich, the hot dog on the street. Those taste really good. I actually like those. But I want to do a dim sum restaurant sometime. Yes, dim sum restaurants are good. Make sure you go to a good one though. A lot of dim sum restaurants don't have a real dim sum there. They have some dumplings and hot gaos and shumai and stuff like that. But that's only a small portion of dim sum. Like you want to go to an actual dim sum that has crazy stuff. Like first thing you should look is if the menu don't have chicken feet, they probably don't have a lot of stuff. Mike, why don't you gotta travel here? We'll take you. Dim sum's great. I can spend a couple hours there and keep eating over and over again. But they're just getting so expensive now. The dim sum is almost like tapas, right? Small stuff. They're usually very cheap. If you go to Asia, those dumplings cost you $2. And over here they're like $6. They're like, what were you thinking? So 10 food later, you're at 60, right? 2 people, 3 people, you easily hit over $100, $200. So like if you think about that, it's like, why didn't I just go out and have some really nice steak? And the reason isn't because the food itself is expensive. To hire a chef that's good enough to make those in America, those are expensive. Those chefs get paid $5 grand, $6 grand a month, and imagine you need a whole bunch to make the proportion that you want. They get expensive. But in Asia, labors are very cheap. So because the labors are cheap, you get to eat a lot for a small sum price. Like we went to Japan and they made those dim sum buns to look like fish, bunnies, pigs. I'll post this picture later on the Shadow Smoke's Legion, so you guys can see it. They look cute as hell. So they're not just any dumpling. They are visually pleasing. And usually you go to eat just so that you can post a picture in Instagram. Then that was the only reason that you will go there, because even though it looks good, it only tastes okay. Sushi. So I know a lot of people go to eat sushi and they are worried about raw stuff and all that stuff. Once you tried it, it's not that crazy anymore. Just give it a try. Give it a try. I know it's raw. I know people might fear to get sick and stuff like that. But most likely you're not gonna get sick because you could eat fish raw. You know, those fish, if they prep correctly, are frozen. So they are frozen as soon as they receive it. They cut the fish open, they chunks, and then freeze them first. They freeze them overnight, so there's any parasite, whatever, is dead. So most likely you're not gonna get sick. But if you buy your sushi from Stop and Shop or from gas stations, you have a higher chance of getting sick. Just go to an actual restaurant. You can enjoy it a lot more. If you go to Japan, right, you can actually find places where they serve the raw fish, never been frozen, off the boat. You eat it right away. I mean, if you eat raw oyster, then you have no problem eating raw fish. In fact, I actually think raw oyster is kind of disgusting. Like, I'm not a particular raw oyster person. I will eat cherry stones, but I'm not the type that will eat raw oyster because it's not visually pleasing and it tastes just okay. It has that really fishy taste. So most of the raw fish is marinated in something that killed the fish, the germs too. Not that I know of. Not that I know of. I've done sushi for a long time. I've never marinated them in anything. And don't believe the BS about wasabi is gonna kill the germ and stuff like that. That wasabi will have to touch your fish for at least 5 minutes to start killing any germ whatsoever. So that's not gonna help. I mean, we're human. We have natural defense system that's gonna kill majority of germ. Everything has germ. Your body has germ. You know, everything you touch has germ. So the plates I use have germ. The chopsticks I use have germ. So don't worry about germ too much. It's not gonna kill you. Just have done some more exotic roll. Believe it or not, those exotic rolls, you will never find them in Japan. You will never find them in Japan. In Japan, to consider that as a sushi, rice, maybe seaweed, not all the time, and fish. That was it. That's all you're gonna get. You go to any high-end restaurant, you just gotta get fish and rice. Fish and rice, fish and rice. Most places don't even have soy sauce. Alright? If the chef is good, he won't even give you soy sauce. If the fish needs soy sauce, he will just brush the soy sauce on top, and that's it. That's all you gotta have. Using soy sauce in Japan for sushi is actually almost an insult. It's almost like an insult to the chef. So, because you rather taste the soy sauce than the food they just prepared, right? Once you dip in soy sauce, it tastes like soy sauce. So you're not, at a good sushi restaurant, you won't find soy sauce, right? If they give you soy sauce and wasabi, that's usually like a mid-end restaurant. A high-end restaurant won't even give you soy sauce. If the chef is very confident of his skill, he won't give you soy sauce. Yeah, sushi or sashimi person. Okay, that's the thing. I'm more of a sashimi person. Only because when you think about sushi in America, sushi is such a broad term, right? So when you say sushi, you're probably thinking about the rolls, right? They rolled it out for you guys. In Japan, the rolls only have 1 or 2 items in there, all right? They either have cucumber or fish. That's all you're gonna get. They don't usually put anything else in there. Those rolls are considered as a side dish, but when you eat those, it's a lot of rice. So in Japan, you'll find those the nigiris, where they have rice and fish on top. That's what it is. But because there's so much rice, I don't get to eat a lot of fish, so I tend to eat sashimi more and just eat my own rice, like a bowl of rice. That's what I usually like to eat. When it's too crazy of a roll, when you have like cucumber, avocado, blah 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 over it, it kind of all tastes the same to me. They don't taste. I can't taste the fish as much, so I tend to eat sashimi more. So I tend to, in Japan you can eat a lot of things raw. The sashimi just means just nude, naked body. That's what it means, naked body of something. So when you eat a sashimi fish, it's just raw fish, right? In Japan you can eat raw beef in slices like sashimi. You can eat raw whale in sashimi. You can eat raw horse in sashimi. So sashimi is the way I eat it. You know, raw horse actually tastes pretty good, but they do put in the sauce though, so it looks less bloody because horse looks very bloody when it comes out. Did you know though, having sashimi is a really good side dish for smoking. In Japan, a lot of places will allow you to smoke, like izakayas and stuff like that. You drink and you eat, and a lot of time the side plates are either roasted nuts and tiny fishes, or cucumber with sauces on top, or sashimi. Those are the typical things. Aside from obviously cooked stuff like yakitoris, the skewer with meats on top, that kind of stuff. But a lot of people will eat and drink at the same time. That help them kind of enjoy the drink more, and at the same time they will enjoy smoke more, because like I say, salt help you enjoy a lot of stuff, and salt can help you enjoy a cigar, a cigarette, a drink. So that's why you eat salty stuff when you drink beer, when you're smoking. When you're talking about tuna, there's only technically few, just two. Oh, there's few classification of it. There's a regular tuna fish, and there's a fatty part on the bottom, which you will call toro. And there's chutoro and otoro. Otoro is all fat, and chutoro is half fat, half meat, and then you have the regular part. So there's not a lot to learn, and because the toros are toros, they just meat that's with a lot of fat. And the flavor profile is actually, it's less of the flavor, more of the texture. The toro is very oily, so it has more of that melt in your mouth texture and holds the flavor more. Versus just the meat, you gotta get more fishy taste in the meat than the toro. That was the only difference in terms of tuna. And the reason that you only gotta see tuna is because Japan don't like to eat raw salmon. If you go to Japan, most restaurants will not serve raw salmon because people don't like raw salmon. The reason people don't like to eat raw salmon is because back in the days, the whole concept of it, okay, salmon eats other fish, so they tend to have parasites, and Japanese people will eat things freshly fished from the water, and so salmon has a lot of parasites, and they will eat the parasite, and a lot of people got sick, so they start thinking that salmon is a very cheap, ugly fish. The salmon is really ugly. It's not pretty fish. If you look at how a salmon looks like, it's not pretty. It's not a pretty fish. So, all right, Brian. Talk to you later, man. So salmon is not a pretty fish. They don't like to eat salmon, and especially knowing there's parasite, they tend to sway away from eating salmon. So in Japan, you only gotta get salmon cooked. If you gotta get salmon raw, it's very rare has any place that serve the salmon raw. So that's why you're not gonna hear more about salmon. That's why tuna costs so much, because more people eat tuna, supply and demand, so price goes up. Yellowfin and bluefin are both tuna, so you there's not too much difference other than people tend to like the bluefins better. Not much different though. If I serve side by side to you, especially if you eat it with a soy sauce, not gonna be able to tell the difference. The end of this cigar, kind of sweet but still earthy. I don't think this really brings out the stereotype of Maduros. It doesn't have that much of the crazy taste. It has few tastes on and off. So at this point, I cannot recommend this cigar. because I think $12 you can find a lot of Maduro that has more taste, more flavor profile than this particular cigar. Strain wise is medium to medium plus, but I think there's a lot of better cigar than this in the $12 range. So I don't particularly recommend this cigar. I'm hungry for sushi too. I'm thinking about food right now. I had a small dinner, so I'm thinking about food right now. And this, in the last little bit, it keep going off on me too. It doesn't want to stay lit. Let's torch it a little bit. So yeah, in terms of food, in terms of sushi and sashimi, I would recommend people to try sashimis and find out which kind of fish that you like most before you order a roll. Because when you're ordering a roll, you're really just tasting the sushi rice, which has vinegar in it, so it's sweet and sour, and that's why you like to eat it. But particularly, you want just the fish. If you want to taste something, taste the umami of it, taste the originality of it. That's what you really want to eat. Once you cook it, it tastes different. So, and when you put in the rice and soy sauce and wasabi and ginger, it kind of ruins it. And for those people who doesn't know, the ginger is not meant for you to put it on top of sushi to eat it. Don't do that. Alright, don't do that. Don't ever do that. Don't get a piece of ginger, put it on top of your sushi, and then dip in soy sauce and eat it. That's the wrong way to do it. The ginger is really there for you to clean your palate. Alright, because if you keep eating the fish, you'll get used to that taste and you're not gonna taste anything. That's the time when you pick a piece of ginger, just eat it by its own, and then you can taste the fish more. That's what the ginger is for. It's not meant to just eat. That's not how you do it. I've seen people just order a whole plate of ginger and just chow that down with the sushi. It's like, oh, why'd you do that? That all you gotta taste is ginger. You're not gonna taste the sushi. So there's always a right way to eat certain things. I'm not saying that there's a wrong way to eat it, but eating the correct way will actually enhance the flavor, enhance the food that you're eating, rather than going off and eat the wrong things. So, how about a giveaway? How many people have on right now? Last few minutes, let's do a giveaway. Let's see. 6. That's easy. 6. Let's give away a small sticker of the Shadow Smokers Legion Circle logo. The skull. I have a couple of small ones I can give away, so let's give away one. Let's do serial number guessing then. Okay. All we had to do is guess the last 2 digits of this can of DuPont Butane refill. Guess the last 2 digits, and you guys can start now. The person that guessed the last 2 digits right will get a sticker. 2-inch wide Shadow Smokers Legion skull sticker. You guys can start anytime you see this. I know there's a delay, so you guys will take a little bit to get it out. Last 2 digits of this can. For a sticker. Just make sure I have the right. Okay. Keep it coming. I see a few number that's kind of close, but not there. Let's make this easier. It's the lower end. It's less than 50. That number is less than 50. The winner will get stickers. It's less than 50. The number is less than 50. Oh, I see Jenna has it. 16. 16 is the answer. So Jenna, make sure you send me your address. Again, just send me a message to remind me that you won. So Jenna is the one that won the sticker today. The delay is funny because after I announced it, the number is still coming. 16 is the number, and Jenna is the winner. I think this is the first time Jenna won anything. 16. Congrats, Jenna. See, there is perk to stay just a little bit later. So make sure to send me a message on that because I have so many things on hold over here in boxes to send out. I just need someone to remind me that I have to send those out sometimes. Last little bit time. Let's talk about where this group is going. So now that we have a good group going on, I want us to start to, step out of that shadow, right? We're a relatively private group. We want more people to know us, and knowing us means show off your swag, going out there, take picture of the things with Cigar on it, all that stuff. And I just want to ask you guys to do that more often. Show it everywhere. If you have Instagram, go ahead and show it to people. Always tag hashtag Shadow Smokers Legion, and always post a sticker somewhere. So make sure you do that if you can. Just help us to get our group name out there. And it's not particularly because we need to advertise anything. I just wanted to, share that we're a group out there, and the only way to get recognized by people is to put the names out there. And so if you can do that, post it, show it, be proud of everything that we do together, and that's gotta really help. So that's pretty much what we can do to help. Again, I will post a post to see if we can help Cigars for Warrior program with about the cigar guy. And yeah, I don't see any problem posting on Cigars Daily unless their moderator say something. I mean, we're not a brand, we're not a business, so that's not really promoting a business or anything. Just because somebody saw a logo doesn't mean they can join us, right? So, I mean, you could post it there. If they say something about it, then just don't. But I don't think they would, because Shadow Smokers Legion was born from Cigars Daily. So if anybody don't know Shadow Smokers Legion already, I don't know, because we never had a problem with people posting anything else, and we still have people posting stuff with Cigars Daily sticker on it. So I don't think that's gonna be a problem. But If they did say something, we just won't post it. We just won't post it. But you know, for Instagram, whatever, your private post, just put a sticker on the side. You know, I don't think this is gonna be a problem. But if there's a problem, talk to me about it, so I know. You know, if you know it, there's gotta be so many group out there, and everybody has group swags. So I don't think that Cigars Daily Nation will have problem with us posting, because whenever I post stuff, I still tag Cigars Daily Nation on Instagram. So I don't think this is gonna be a problem. But you know, again, we're not a business. We're not competition. We don't particularly is their competition or anything. So you know, in terms of that, I don't feel like we took it, because you guys are still there too. So we didn't take most member, which is another place for the members. And again, love doesn't have to be exclusive. Just because you love Cigars Daily does not mean you cannot buy anything from anywhere else. As far as in terms of being a group, Tim has mentioned that he wants Cigars Daily Nation to be a lounge for people to hang out, to post what they like and what they smoke and all that stuff. So I don't see how that will affect anything, because if you go to a lounge, can you not carry a sticker with you, or can you not carry a swag? Can you not wear a t-shirt like this? You could, right? So in that perspective, we're not a competition, so I don't see why we can't post anything there. I'm not there anymore, but if I'm there, I will still post things like I'm wearing this t-shirt, or I mean hoodies, or I will post about the logo. You know, I don't think that's gonna be a problem particularly. Or else I'll have to do something about somebody posting pictures with cigar dojos things everywhere. We don't, you know, it's just the way it is. You know, swag is gonna be swag. Everything's gonna have everything. Our post has plenty of Cigar Daily stuff. We still support Cigars Daily. Our group buy is all from Cigars Daily, so shouldn't Cigars Daily Nation recognize us too? That's right. I think we are still supporting Cigars Daily Nation even now. Even if you post things with our logo on it, again, we're not a business, so we're actually a group of people that still supports the brand, Cigars Daily. So it is what it is, right? It is what it is. I think it's in terms of fair and not promoting a group. We're not promoting a group, so we were a group born from that. We're a supporter of that group. You can be a supporter of a group, right? That's like saying that like you bought a Honda and you bought a Mugen spoiler, but go to a cigar meet, I mean not cigar meet, a Honda meet, you cannot drive the car in there with your Mugen logo on the bottom. But that's not from Honda. Well, it's from Mugen. That's just I know people who are into Honda is gonna say, well, Mugen was owned by the son of Honda, but that's totally different story. I mean, I want to be. I feel like our group is a great place to be. I mean, we have very active members, but that doesn't mean that our active member cannot be somewhere, right? Because like I say, I'm pretty sure that a lot of our members post not just in Cigar Daily Nation, but in Shadow Smokers Legion as well. I mean, probably the same picture going both sides. So really, I mean, Joe, that's dedication. Thank you. That's dedication. You know, I like our group. I love our group. I spend majority of my time working in our group to have events, develop things, have more swag, all that stuff. So, I mean, this is part of my life now. That's what I do. But I don't feel like our group is threatening any other group, because we're a very open group. We're very open. We allow any brand stuff to show in our group, right? We support, you know, not only the stuff we like, but other brands too. We support Bob the Cigar Guy. We support Martin Amaya. We support
cigar mechanic, and also Tim, right? So I think we're just a good place. We're in a good place where we're not restricted by any business. So we can have a lot of fun stuff. We can have a lot of fun events, but that does not mean that we cannot go anywhere else. I'm not saying that you should be just be in this club and do nothing about any other club. I think that whatever makes you fun and happy and join. Obviously there are still some people that you talk to that's only stays in Cigar Daily Nation, but not in our group, right? And I'm not saying that you should pull them over to our group. Our group is just fine. The growth rate for our group is probably 1 or 2 a month, which is totally fine because I'm not looking to have a gigantic group to have like 2,000, 5,000 members. I'm looking for a small growth where people can really get to know each other, right? All the videos and all that stuff is great. You feel like you know the people more. You feel like everybody's more like a family, right? So we became a family, but doesn't mean we can't go anywhere else too. So internet's a big place. Share what you have. Sharing is caring. Share the information. Share the pictures. That all makes us happy. It makes me happy. I mean, granted, I've been doing a lot of other work. If I'm not doing anything, I'm probably looking at designs and searching for manufacturers that can make swag for us and all that stuff. But if I had the time to post a picture, I would. I always like to post picture everywhere, because I think a few years later when I look back, I'll be like, oh, at that time I did this and that. I mean, pictures, memories. Picture is good. You still share your information. You're still sharing all that stuff. But that being said, if you have any issue with Cigars Daily Nations, just let Tim know. See if he can correct that. I believe one day, I will still be involved with Cigar Daily Nation, because that's where we started. That's where we all met, and I don't really want anything to change that. I think that is a great place for all of us to be. Granted, we have our own place now. It doesn't mean that we can't go there once in a while. It's like having a parent. You used to live with your parents, but you moved out, you have your own place, but that doesn't mean you never go back to visit your parent, right? It's like that, almost like that. I like the idea of Cigar Daily Nation. I like the vibe Tim is bringing to that group. I just have problem with a few people there, and to obviously you guys know the stories. To avoid problem, we decide to leave and do our own. Doesn't mean we can't go back, right? So that's pretty much it for that. That's pretty much it. So yeah, anyways, tonight, summary. We had this Perdomo estate selection from Perdomo, and it's a Maduro, but it didn't taste so much of a Maduro. It kind of tastes lighter than I like it. Not particularly in terms of the flavor, it's just that the flavor didn't want to stay. And it could be this particular cigar though. And obviously we tried the perfect draw tool, and I highly don't recommend you use it, because unless that cigar you absolutely had to smoke, you have to tamper with it. Yeah, I think it kind of ruins the cigar a little bit here and there, with the bits going everywhere, and just doesn't look good. In public, internally in the cigar lounge, it almost make you feel like, what, like a better word, poor person that cannot find a better cigar kind of thing. Poking and try to get it out, try to get it to smoke. So I don't recommend to do that. I would have one just so that when you have something like, for example, a unicorn. You bought a unicorn, it was unsmokable, but it's $100 cigar, you already cut it. Then maybe you'll use this to kind of help it smoke. But other than that, I don't recommend to use it. So today, unfortunately, I can't recommend this cigar, and not saying that the brand wasn't good, it's just not for me today. And again, perfect draw tool, good to have in the house just in case, but not something that I'll use all the time. Maybe a lot of time, if the cigar was not particularly smokable, I probably give up on it after a few try. But don't do that. You gotta ruin the cigar.
All right, so we're good. Wednesday. I hope everybody got a good rest of the week. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow or Friday on Facebook. Other than that, we're good. Have a good night. Be saucy. And I'll see you guys all in the group. And if you're watching this, you don't know what our group is, talk to us, show up more, subscribe to our channel, leave a comment below. I always respond to all the comments. So, if you got questions that we didn't answer, leave it there too. Maybe next time you come in to watch our show, I can answer that for you. If you're a cigar company that wanted to do something with us, you could too. Talk to us too. All right. So have a good night, everybody. I will see you guys soon.